Another giant step towards history for Liverpool. They're 5 clear, 10 wins in a row. You can see and hear what it meant to him, the Liverpool captain, with Jeff Shreves.
Stephen, we saw the tears and the emotion there at the end. Tell us about it.
It was emotional. It was emotional, but need to keep calm. Still 4 big games to come, but that meant so much, especially when, you know, they got back into the game and you fear the worst at that point. But I think we've showed today that we're going to go to the wire, we're going to go all the way. You know, nothing's won yet, but that was probably the biggest statement we've made so far.
What was it like as the game was with you, was going away from you, then you got it back again, and potentially the title in parallel with all of that?
That was the longest 90 minutes I've probably ever played in. Kept flashing back to how long the clock was taking, you know, in cup finals and big games I've played in before. But, you know, it felt like the clock was going backwards at some part of that game. I'm a little bit lost for words at the moment because that is such a big result for us. We've got four cup finals left. You know, people said that was the biggest one, but I disagree. I think the biggest one now is Norwich.
Was there a subtle change today as well? It's gone from being in your hands, now 4 games, it's yours to lose.
We'll let other people comment and have opinions on whose it is to lose and who's in pole position. I'll leave that down to your experts, Souness, Neville, Redknapp, Carragher, all the men. I'm sure they'll put whoever they want into the driving seat, but
surely it's yours now, Stephen. 4 games left, 5 points clear. 5 points clear.
You know that. Nothing's ours yet.
It's yours to go and win.
Nothing's ours yet.
Tell me, what did you say in that huddle right at the end?
None of your business.
Give us an idea, a clue.
I think you know what I said to them players in that huddle, Jeff. I think the important thing now is not to get carried away with that result. We need to stay calm, focused, and we worry about Norwich now. We've got all week to prepare for Norwich. They're fighting for their lives, and you know, it showed against West Ham, against Fulham, against Sunderland on our journey that they're the games that are just as tough as today. So, you know, the scenes are great today, and obviously the fans are very happy. But we're day off tomorrow, and then we go for Norwich.
Can you dare to dream now, though?
Not yet.
Stephen, thanks for your time.
Cheers.
Cheers, buddy.
Jamie Carragher, he was calm there, but his reaction at the final whistle, did that sum it all up?
Yeah, and I think that comes from being at this club for so long and not winning the league. That's not just today. I talked before the game about a lot of these players look like they're playing without that pressure. They haven't got that burden on their shoulders. You know, they've only just come, or maybe they don't know, you know, the history of it. But he does. And I think when you talk about pressure on someone's shoulders, how many times he's carried the club, you know, just through his own performances. And I think he is probably the one who is feeling it most. I mentioned before, if I was involved, I'd probably be struggling to sleep. He is the one probably going right through that. You see his reaction at the end, then shouting he's actually shouting to his family and friends in the box there, and I think that's a lot of the build-up of going so long without winning the league.
Because whether you're a Liverpool fan or not, that's the sort of thing that makes your hair stand on end as a football fan. When you see the emotion, and he's got his players in his huddle, and as Jamie says, and we know him well, his character, everything about that man was just coming out there. It was just pouring out of him, and to see it, you know, listen, I've been a footballer, but that was just great to see. You know, he knows now they're in touching distance of something very special, something that he's probably never dreamed of. He thought that was going to, he would never get that opportunity to win the league. And he knows now 4 games. They are 4 games from changing Liverpool's history again.
And Jamie, you've said for a while, for the last few weeks, you said there's going to be a test. You said it might be a moment that they've got to get through. Have we just seen that? Yeah, because the run Liverpool are on the 10 games. A lot of the games have been, you know, they're up at half-time, as they've here today, 2-0, but a lot of the games have been not easy. It's never easy. About the test, but there was still a long time to go before they got that, you know, the penalty, and they weren't playing great. But I think today, if they go on to win the league, this will be what will be looked back at. That second half, I think there's always a game when someone wins the title that you look back at. That was the difference. That was the turning point. And it looked like City were going to go on and win the game. You know, they had a couple of chances. Remember the silver one. But to win that game, that's definitely one that I think people will look back on. We'll pause there for just a moment. Let's hear what Brendan Rodgers made of it all. He's with Jeff Shreves.
Brendan, that's a magnificent 10 wins on the trot. Is that title-winning stuff?
It was a remarkable performance. I thought we were incredible today. I think the world watching that there would see a team that was so much spirit, so much quality, and it was incredible. So, and congratulations to Man City, because at 2-0 down, we were outstanding in the first half. You expect maybe a 15-20 minute spell from them, of which they got back into the game. But it showed you the character in this group to come back, to get a composure again and score a brilliant goal. So 3 really valuable points for us.
What changed? Where did you lose control of the game?
No, it's momentum. I think they're obviously, you know, we were well on top first half. You know, we totally controlled the game and 2-0 up and could have been more. As I said, they've got top players, and top players respond and show character, and they came out, and as I said, very quickly they got themselves back into the game with a couple of good goals. So as I said, sometimes that happens in football, but we changed the shape of our team again. They had a wee bit of joy down the sides, so we went to 4-3-3 to block up the sides a bit, but also retain our attacking threat. And obviously Phil gets the goal coming in off that left side. So, but wonderful atmosphere. I think the supporters, because on TV it probably sounded loud, but down on pitch side it was incredible. So really between us all, supporters, players, staff, it was a great victory for us.
You say it was wonderful, the atmosphere. Was it also emotional, particularly pre-kick-off?
Yeah, I think that there's always an emotive side, especially around this period of time, and people was reminding us of that leading into the game, what it affected players. But you clearly see, and for us, as I said, it was an inspiration for us rather than something that was going to hold us back. So, as I said, we'll find the time to, as I said, to create that memory for them on Tuesday. But today it was creating a different memory, which was to get 3 points, and a wonderful 3 points it was.
You neatly sidestepped my first question. So how significant a step was that towards the title? Just 4 games left now and 3 points against Manchester City.
Well, I said at the beginning of the game it was a significant game, and it may end up being a significant win. But we've got Norwich next week. Norwich played well yesterday against Fulham, and they lost the game 1-0, but they played well. So for us it's about enjoying this, because, as I said, Man City is a wonderful team and a wonderful squad that they have. So we'll enjoy the win, we'll recover well, and again now we're not going to veer from what we've always done, Jeff, which is to really concentrate on the next opponent, and that's what we'll continue to do.
Is that possible though? Because now you face a different challenge, a mental challenge, as it is very much in your hands.
No, we've faced the challenges all season. You know, the expectancy of this football club is a challenge every day. You know, so there's no for us. Our objective is to stay where we are. There's no question about that. And we've been put under pressure in numbers of weeks. Every game, every big game that we've played has always been a pressure game. But you see the level and the quality of our football was fantastic today. So we're clearly coping with it.
Brendan, well done.
Pleasure. Thank you.
They are. He's calm now. What a celebration he had when they scored the winner. What does this mean, though, for Pellegrini and for Manchester City now?
Tough one to deal with. They've got to sit back now and hope things go well. And they've also got to lift themselves, and they've had a couple of big injuries there today as well. You know, it was one of those days that at worst you thought they were going to get a draw out of it with 20 minutes to go and you could possibly accept it, but they're going to really have to lift themselves. They're in big trouble now as far as getting this title is concerned. Right, time has beaten us. We'll talk more about the game later. Analysis to come later as well. Liverpool have won.
This is one. We go Norwich.
That's the Liverpool captain here at Anfield. His team 5 points clear. Now it's over to Chelsea and John Terry. Can Jose Mourinho's side respond against Swansea? The action comes next.